Hey guys, MaxMonty1516 here, back again with another wood review. So today I'm going to be checking out the Thomas & Friends Wood 2019 fully painted version of James. Now, of course, I am not going to be comparing this to anything else, as this is a singular review and not the review on a whole character. So, yeah, there won't be any comparisons, and mainly because I don't actually own the 2018 version. The closest thing I have to it is the snowy version, and I don't really feel like getting it. So, I will not be comparing these two versions of the Wood James. So, anyway, let's just go ahead and get on to the review. Of course, this James was revamped in 2019 as he's gained more paint now than the original version. And of course, I refused to buy the unpainted version. I believe James and Diesel 10 were the only two I refused to buy. But, yeah, anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at James's box. Putting James to the side here, first up we can see he has a nice promo picture next to a sign that says Real Wood. Anyway, of course, we have the name on the side as well as a 2+ logo. And right here we have the Thomas & Friends Wood logo. Can't really get that in the frame. So here is the bio. Of course, the serious gentleman. He may be a bit full of himself, but James has a big heart, even if his ego gets in the way sometimes. But he always remembers his friends are just as important. It's an okay bio, really not the best, especially about the part James being a gentleman. Don't really understand that. But, yeah, and of course we do have the FSC logo on the bottom. So the box is kind of bland, but to be honest, the box is not really something kids will look at, so let's go ahead and throw that aside, and we will look at the actual model. Get that out of the frame. Whew. Okay, so I have a lot of things to talk about with this engine. So, first off, let's go ahead and start with the front. Oh no, that face is not okay. I always praise Wood for giving engines really good faces, but I'm sorry, that just does not look like James. The eyes are way too small, and the mouth is way too small, and just, I don't know. Just, the more I look at it, the more wrong this face looks, and I really just do not understand why Mattel would make something as ugly as this face. Now, of course, I think that's the worst part of the model, so yeah, and of course, if you really wanted to, you could take the Adventures James, or even the Wooden Railway James, even though I'm pretty sure the Wooden Railway James face is bigger than this one. But yeah. And one thing I've just now noticed is that he actually has the Wooden Railway Flying Scotsman treatment, and the way that his face does not wrap all the way around his smoke box, and there's a little lip that you can see right there. That's something I just now noticed. That annoys a lot of people about the Flying Scotsman. Personally, it doesn't bother me, as I just now noticed it, and to be honest, I really don't care. So, anyway, James here, why does he have a black buffer beam? That's another really annoying thing. I mean, I can understand why they wanted to paint the full buffer beam, but, like, why not just paint the black circles? That's just another thing. However, I do praise the Wood engines for giving the engines buffers. That's something I really appreciate. Now, a lot of people will argue with me on this. However, I do think James has a pretty good shape. Now, with the other model, the splashes are painted on, but here they're actually carved out, or at least part of them are carved out. If you really wanted to, you could take some sort of file or something and kind of round out the edges to make it look more realistic. However, I'm not going to do that, as I'm just going to keep the model the way it is. So, of course, you can actually see the way that the splashers, or I guess the carve on top of the splashers, kind of sticks out. And I think that actually looks really good. I kind of like that aesthetic on James, and I really do enjoy that. So, of course, he has a nice firebox, and as well as the cab is just the right size. So, again, he does have a lot of detail, like the handrail, the dome, the whistle, and the stripes, and so forth, and yeah. So, anyway, that's pretty much it for James. Of course, he does have the red printing on the carved out section of his name, and he does have the carved, I don't really know, I guess the codes, whatever. And he does actually have the nails that hold them together instead of the glue. So yeah, that's something they started to add in like December of 2018. So anyway, let's go ahead and look at the god-awful tender. It's just a block, and yeah, I know. I take back what I said about James. This is the worst part of the model right here. Again, all of the paint is crisply applied. Sorry about that. But again, the shape just annoys me to no end. Of course, the painted coal really doesn't bother me too much. And again, you could take a file and carve out these two edges, and it would look semi-normal, but I just don't like it. Of course, it says James's Tender on the bottom. And really, it's just a block of wood painted red with some decals. That's all I want to say about this item. Overall, should you buy this item? Well, to be honest, I really do like this shape, and I think it's really nice. However, the face and the tender are both really huge, disappointing qualities in my opinion. So overall, I'm not really going to weigh in on which one's better. I think I would prefer the Wooden Railway James, but this is actually okay shape-wise. So anyway, thank you all for watching, and have a great day. MaxMonty1516, signing out.